Lake City with you guys. You have a beautiful town, man. It's like you're like in a fishbowl surrounded by mountains. It's beautiful. It's nothing like Detroit, where you're surrounded by abandoned buildings and murders, right? But in all reality, Detroit is actually doing better, so that's good. But it is a bit of a bizarre town, right? When I picked Brendan and Ann up from the airport, I took them to Greek Town. We got some flaming Opa cheese. Apparently you guys don't have that here, so you'll have to Google it, okay? Because it's really something else. And the first thing he told me, he's like, where are all the people? I said, they left like 30 years ago. It's abandoned the town, right? It's really bizarre. But you know, we didn't let that stop us. There's some wonderful potholes, yep. On the way, right, listen to this, right? So I'm picking them up to do the Friday night. We have a dinner with the winners. So you guys kind of do it a little different here, right? You've got the opportunity meeting. You're bringing some new people out. On Friday night in Michigan, we have all our winners, all our qualifiers. We have a couple of different hierarchies work together. We're real friendly. We get everybody together. So my job was to drive them like from the airport to the hotel and then get them from the hotel to the office where we were doing it. And I kid you not, turning right to get to their hotel room, boom, boom, right? My right side, front tire and rear tire, taken out by a pothole, man. Right? I pull up, she's like, hey, your tires are flat. We're driving about 10 miles an hour down the service drive. She's like, are you going to get there? I'm like, well, we're late, so we're definitely going to get there. Right? But in Michigan, you get swallowed. And I posted out on my group me, I saw a car like literally 2 feet stuck down into a pothole. It was sticking up like the back end of it, right? I mean, Michigan, you don't want to go there, okay? But if you have any friends there, I'll give you my number. You can network them to me. We'll take care of them, right? But anyways, listen. I want to tell you a little bit of our story, and tomorrow you need to come back because I'm going to go through a lot of the specifics. I'm a how-to person. I'm a show me what to do, and I'll figure out how to do it. And so we're going to do a lot of that. And so make sure that you're here tomorrow and that you bring people tomorrow. But a little bit of our story, right? I used to be a pastor prior to being in business. So I was a music pastor. I didn't talk. I did music. So I think we have our first slide. That is me 2 months before I joined this business. That is a silver mohawk. Okay? So that's what I look like. Those are mutton chops there. You can't really see. Those were about an inch off my face, right? I mean, it was fun. Okay, so I play music for a living, and if any of you know musicians, if we can make enough money to survive playing music, we are the happiest people on the planet, right? I mean, it was awesome. Right, so I worked for a church as a music director, and then I taught music lessons on the side. I got married to my beautiful wife, Jessica, at 21 years old, and we went to work for the church. We both started working there, and it was really a dream job for us, right? We felt like it was a job of purpose. We weren't just there making money, right? It was something that was significant for us, and it was something that I really loved doing. I love music. I played music every day. It was awesome, right? It was a great fit. And so we got hired on together to go work at this local church in a really affluent area. A lot of the Detroit Pistons, former Detroit Lions, a bunch of business owners, they all went there. I mean, it was on $1 Million Mile, right? So I don't know what $1 million buys a year, but in Detroit, you get a big old place for $1 million, right? And so we started going to this church, and they said, hey, you know what? We're in the middle of a building project right now, so we got to bring you in here, but within 6 months, we'll get you to here, and then we've got a plan at a year to be up higher. And so we did the bills and did the math, and we said, okay, you know what, it's going to be tight for a little while, but we really felt like we were supposed to do it. So we buckled down and went to work there at the church, and so I kept teaching music lessons on the side, another 20 hours a week, just to kind of make ends meet. And about 6 months in to our tenure there, I actually, my boss, Stephen, who ended up becoming one of our best friends, calls me into his office. And if you've ever been in the office with somebody who's about to tell you something bad, you know, right? I could just feel it in the air. I could see on his face he was going to give me some bad news. He said, you know what, Ian, we're really sorry to tell you this. The economy is starting to turn down a little bit. We're still in this building project. The church's budget's really tight. We need to cut your pay by 10%. We're not sure if we'll be able to reinstate it, but we have to do it. I'm sorry. And I was like, wow, that was not the conversation I was expecting to have right about then. And so I started looking for other things to do. Right? I had to make some extra money. So I had my job at the church, teaching music on the side. And I started looking for anything that I could do. So if you got married, if somebody died in your family and you paid me $100, man, I'd show up there, I'd sing some songs at your wedding, at your funeral, it didn't matter, right? Whatever for $100 I could find to do, right? The problem was there weren't enough people dying or getting married, right? So I had to look for some other things to do. And I actually had some applications out to be a night manager at Rite Aid for $14.55 an hour, right? So my plan was I'd show up at the church at about 8, stay there until 4:30, get to the music store by 5:30, teach 5:30 to 8, come home, get a little rest, and then try to go in midnight to 6 a.m. to make it work. And I, in that like 2-month period of time where we were really crunched, I mean, gosh, probably 1,000 times I thought to myself, there's got to be a better way than this. I'm here in this very wealthy community. There are super affluent people everywhere. Certainly there has got to be a better way to do this than what I'm doing. I just didn't know what to do, right, or where to go. And so my boss calls me into his office again a couple weeks later. He says, hey, are you still looking to make extra money? I said, Stephen, with all due respect, since you are my boss, you see what you pay me here, right? That's a really dumb question. Yes, I'm looking to make extra money. What do you think? And he says, there's this guy that goes to the church that makes like $1 million a year doing this thing. That's what he called. He says he does this thing, and you could do it part-time, and you'd probably be good. You should go talk to him. So I said, hey man, if this guy's not selling drugs to kids, I don't even need to talk to him. I'm just going to do whatever it is he's doing, right? So I get my guy's phone number, right, from my boss, and I call him. His name is Assad. I say, hey Assad, this is Ian. We don't know each other, but you recognize me. I'm the music guy at the church. Stephen, my boss says you might have an opportunity for me. When can we meet? In true Primerica style, he says, how about an hour from now, right at my house, right? So I was like, sure, that sounds good, right? So I pull up to his house. He lives in this beautiful home, like castle-looking house on a lake. And again, I'm just thinking, I don't know what this guy's even doing, but sign me up, right? I was ready, right? I did not want to go work midnights out right. And so I sit down with him, and he shows me what you guys just saw tonight. Some of you guys are new people here, people that are looking at joining this business. And you probably came here for one of 3 reasons, right? You're looking for a part-time income. Okay, if that's you, look no further. This is the best opportunity in American business today to generate a part-time income. And you're going to see that. You've already seen that tonight. And you're going to see that again tomorrow. The second reason you're probably here is you might be looking for a full-time career change, right? An opportunity to make 6 figures and own your own business. Like Brendan said, right, we have more people doing that than any other company in American business today. The third reason you might be here is somebody has dragged you here against your will. If that's you, we're sorry, but we hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. Okay? But listen, right, I showed up there because I needed to make some money, right? And I did not want to have to work a 3rd or 4th job where I had a set amount of time, right? That was what I was being offered at Rite Aid, and that did not appeal to me. I was looking for a way to make money that did not correlate directly with my time. So I sat down and I saw something very